When we think about clear aligners, we usually focus on the clear part, right? The fact that they're practically invisible. But the real magic, the stuff that actually determines if they'll work, if they'll be comfortable, and if they'll last, is hidden inside the plastic itself. Let's dive into the secret science of your smile. So what is that secret ingredient? It's not just some random piece of plastic they pull off a shelf. The material that makes up your aligner is the true unsung hero of this whole process. And as you're about to see, not all plastics are created equal, not by a long shot. Think about it. This choice of material is at the very heart of your entire experience. It's the difference between a treatment that feels smooth and easy and one that's, well, let's just say less than pleasant. It genuinely impacts everything. Okay, so a great aligner has to absolutely nail these 4 things. First, effectiveness. It's got to be stiff enough to push your teeth, but also flexible enough to pop on and off. Then, comfort. You're wearing this thing for 22 hours a day. It can't be a torture device. Durability is huge. It has to stand up to everything you throw at it without cracking or staining. And, of course, it has to be completely safe, medical grade, and biocompatible. Getting that balance just right, that's the real engineering puzzle. To really get where we are now, we have to go back to the beginning. So let's talk about Essix. This was the OG material, the one that pioneered this whole idea of clear appliances and really set the first standard for everyone else. Essix is one of those brand names that just became the word for the thing itself, like Kleenex for tissues. It's a single-layer plastic, usually PETG, and its biggest selling point was its incredible clarity. This was the breakthrough that made invisible orthodontics a real possibility. And look, Essix was a fantastic start. It was super clear, it was pretty comfortable, and totally safe. But being just a single layer of plastic, it had its limits. The biggest one was something called force retention. Basically, its ability to keep pushing on the teeth with consistent pressure. It tended to lose some of its oomph over time. And that limitation is exactly what opened the door for the next big thing. And that next big thing was Zendura. This wasn't just a small step up. It was a genuine leap forward. It was a material engineered specifically to handle the stresses of moving teeth, with a huge focus on just being tough as nails. So unlike Essix, which was PEG, Zendura is made from polyurethane. Now, polyurethane is this really cool polymer known for being both rigid and elastic at the same time. It was designed from the ground up with one goal in mind: make a plastic that was just ridiculously durable and could handle more complex tooth movements without breaking a sweat. And it totally worked. Doctors found that Zendura was way, way stronger. Aligners just weren't breaking anymore. And because it's polyurethane, it held its shape and its pushing force much better over time. But it was still a single-layer material, which meant it ran into a classic trade-off. Which brings us to this fundamental question. How on earth do you make something that's powerful enough to literally move bones in your head, but also gentle enough that you're willing to wear it all day? How do you get the best of both worlds? A single piece of plastic can be strong or it can be gentle. It's really hard to be both. Solving this riddle meant we had to think about building an aligner in a completely different way. And the answer was to stop thinking in single layers. This is where Zendura FLX comes in and starts a total revolution by creating a material with a sophisticated sandwich-like structure. This is so clever. Here's how they solved that paradox. The material is literally a high-tech sandwich. You've got 2 hard outer shells that provide all the strength and durability you need to grip the teeth and survive chewing. But in between them, there's a soft, flexible inner core. This middle layer acts like a cushiony spring, delivering a gentle but continuous force all day, every day. And here's what that means for you, the person actually wearing it. Thanks to that soft inner core, there's a 40% lower initial force when you pop in a new tray. You know that intense soreness you get on tray change day? This dramatically reduces it. It's the perfect design. Strong on the outside, gentle on the inside. And that brings us right up to today. Companies like ClearPath have taken this amazing tri-layer idea and started optimizing it. developing their own proprietary versions to squeeze out every last drop of performance.
And the results of that optimization? They're pretty staggering. For instance, ClearPath's proprietary material is 4 times more resistant to tearing than those old single-layer plastics. 4 times. That's a huge jump in durability. It means fewer worries about cracks and a much more reliable treatment.
And we come back to comfort. Because of that refined tri-layer design, these newer aligners can apply about a third less initial force than many other brands. The force is applied more gently, more consistently, which isn't just way more comfortable for you, it's actually better for your teeth in the long run. Of course, all this high-tech performance is meaningless if the material isn't safe, and this is an absolute non-negotiable. The best providers out there are crystal clear about this. They only use medical-grade, BPA-free plastics that are fully biocompatible and have been cleared by major regulators like the FDA. So what really sets a modern system apart is the whole package. It's one thing to develop a special material, but it's another to control the entire manufacturing process in-house, making sure the quality is perfect from the raw plastic sheet all the way to the finished aligner in your hands. That focus, plus top-notch aesthetics and global safety approvals, is what makes for a truly trustworthy system.
All right, so what does all of this mean for you? When you're looking at different aligner options, understanding this whole evolution of the material gives you the power to make a much smarter decision.
Let's just put it all together here. The journey went like this. We started with Essix, which was all about aesthetics and clarity. Then came Zendura, which gave us a huge boost in durability and strength. The real game changer was the tri-layer tech, like Zendura FLX, which finally solved the puzzle of delivering consistent force with comfort. And now, you have systems like ClearPath, which take that tri-layer tech and perfect it in-house for the ultimate all-in-one package of force, comfort, and safety. So the next time you're talking about clear aligners, I hope you'll think beyond just how they look. The most important part is the technology that's quietly working inside. That material is where the magic really happens. And now, you know exactly what questions to ask.